All right, party people in the house. This is a follow-up video to the video I posted a few weeks ago on compound interest and the compound interest calculator. Some people were asking me, hey, you've got a rate of 100% compounded growth per year at least. Is that sustainable? Is that realistic? And that's a very good question. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the projections for Tesla's growth and look at the past growth of Tesla and how it did in terms of its earnings, the profit that it's made, and also looking at its stock price along with that profit to see what we can expect for Tesla in the future. As the world is making a transition over to electric vehicles, as we know that Tesla is the leader, and the opportunity to invest now is like the opportunity to invest in automobiles when everybody was riding around in horse and buggies in the 1920s. I keep saying it over and over again because I don't want the point to ever be lost on people as to how serious of a company Tesla is, how serious their products are. It's not just electric vehicles. We'll go over that at the end in terms of how competitive it is in other fields of business. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to look at the Tesla charts in terms of past performance and its projections in terms of earnings to know what you can look at and for a stock price in the future. So what we're going to do right now is we are going to look at the Tesla stock price. So what we have right here is the Tesla stock price for the past 5 years. This is the present price today being January 9th, 2022 on a Sunday evening. The markets are closed, so this is what it looks like. So let's look at this right here. We're going to compare this movement of the stock price of Tesla. Real nice growth, as you see. Flat, 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 flat. And then you hit February 14th, 2022. It makes a little rise and it dips back down, and then it's off to the races. We can see that right here, right? And we see the time frame. So we see that Tesla investors, I invested in Tesla in 2015, and it was an interesting ride. It was pretty much flat, as you can see, right? It's going 50, 60, $70, staying that way for a few years. And the people who bought at these rates and understood what the future were, these are people who own 1,000 shares of Tesla right now. And 1,000 shares of Tesla being priced at $1,000, that's $1 million, people. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to look at this right here, which is this chart prepared by a Mr. James Stevenson. Let me give him a shout out. He's on Twitter. That's him right there, James Stevenson. And his Twitter tag is I cannot underscore enough. He specializes in Tesla charts and just want to big him up. So this is the chart that he put together. This is the historicals of the chart. And then these are the projections as you get to 2022, as we are in 2022. Q1 has not revealed its results yet, but this is all based on Tesla's business model, factories coming online, knowing the capacity of the factories and knowing that Tesla sells every single car that it makes. So when we look at this movement, it kind of follows what was happening, but you see that the stock price from 2020 to 2021 was a much more dramatic rise than what these earnings are actually encapsulating, right? So you're seeing it from here to here. So let's look at, let's say January 2020 to January 2022, right? So if you look at January 2020, we're seeing about $1 billion earning you're seeing per quarter, right? Heading to 2 billion, staying flat, and then going up in 2021 to the 4 billion. And those are the numbers. And let's just see what we got from 2020 January to 2022 January. So we're looking at about a $1 billion earnings per quarter. And going to 2022 Q1, which we're in right now, January 2022, that would match up with $6 billion right there. So that would be $6 billion per quarter. So you're seeing 1 billion to 6 billion, which is a 6x growth in the earnings of Tesla. Let's look at the same time period and see what the stock price did. So we're looking at January 2020. Okay, January 2020, around $95, all the way to January 2022. And here we are. So we're seeing $95 to $1,000. So that is more than a 10x, right? $95 to $1,000, that's more than a 10x. So let's just call it a 10x for sake of argument. It's close to an 11x, but let's just do 10x. So Tesla did 10x in its stock price from the 2-year period of January 2021, from January 2020 to January 2022. That's what the stock price did. And we see that its earnings did from January 2020, from 1 billion to January 2022 to 6 billion. So you see a 6x compared to a 10x. 6x for earnings, 10x for the stock price movement. So you're seeing that the stock price movement is about 50% more than the earnings movement. So if we use that same understanding, 60%, where I get that from, 50% rather, 6x, and I'm taking that 50% would be another 3x, so that's 9x. So that's close to what you're seeing from earnings compared to the stock price, right? Where we saw 10x, 6x, 10x. It's about 50% increase between the earnings movement and the stock price movement, okay? Now, let's look at what we're going to be expecting. These are the projections. And this guy has been very accurate. I cannot enough. So Twitter is really a cheat code if you follow the right people. So if we go to Q1, we will see that the earnings that they have for Q1 is set at $6 billion, right? And so let's go 2 years into the future, and that's Q1 2024. So Q1 2024, we are looking at something above $18 billion right here per quarter. That's $18 billion per quarter, heading on $19 billion. So if we're going from $6 billion, which is the 2022, to around $19 billion, that's around a 3x. So if you take 50% of that added on to that, then that would be 4.5x from this price that you see now. 4.5x is $4,500. So we're looking at 2024. Look at this growth. Look at this beautiful growth. When you get to 2024 Q1, if this is consistent, we're looking at a $4,500 stock price for Tesla at least. I mean, maybe even more than that. Now, why is this analysis very important? When we look right here, we look at the different businesses that Tesla actually would be competing with as just one company, right? So in the automobile business, these are the different competitors, right? Just in the automobile business. But then Tesla has a hardware and software business. These would be the competitors: NVIDIA, Intel. I mean, they make their own chips. Tesla makes its own chips. So they're sourcing their own chips from themselves. And so this is really, many companies in one. The energy sector, you have the solar panels, and you have the roofing, and you have the energy storage. And look at what their competition would be: utility companies. They also have the supercharger network, which is part of energy as well. So they're competing with Electrify America, gas stations, solar panels. They're competing with Sunrun, different roofing companies, shingling companies, Powerwall, which is the batteries. They're competing with Panasonic, Generac, LG Energy, and it goes on and on. So You have your batteries, you have your engineering, you have other businesses that's not even on here, like Tesla Insurance that Tesla's going to be doing, and then you have the bot that's going to be doing the menial labor tasks. And so imagine what type of growth that we can really expect to see from Tesla. I mean, look at this. So look at how the curve goes up. So if you haven't bought Tesla right now stock, this might be the best time to buy it, because you're going to see an upward trajectory in Tesla. This is not necessarily financial advice, but this is what I'm doing. I'm going to be doubling down on Tesla with stocks and options, because look at this growth. If you thought that the growth from 2018 to 2021 was big, where it did more than the 10x, look at this. Look at this. So this is the reason why the compound interest calculator rings true. It is very important that everybody who's paying attention to being able to multiply your income, build generational wealth, takes a hard look at Tesla, because it's one of the best investment opportunities that we've had in a generation. Investing in Tesla is actually a more sound investment than investing in Amazon in 2000. And if you could invest in Amazon in 2000, looking back, knowing that everything was going to move to online shopping and Amazon was the leader, of course you would put your money in Amazon, and you'd have made a lot of money from 2000 to 2022. And so Tesla is the way to go as a strong investment thesis. Something that you would put your money in, where your money would multiply. The companies run very well. They're very innovative. They are cross-pollinating with SpaceX technology, and the sky's the limit for Tesla. So just take your time, do your due diligence, do your own research. But I'm here to provide you all information that you usually will not get in the mainstream media or in school, because the system is not set up for us to thrive. And so if no one's going to teach you, at least I will. All right. Y'all have a good evening, good morning, all of that. I'll be making more videos much more frequently. All right. Thank you.